I want to touch on just a couple things about Carbot, right? Because Carbot came to be from a company, if I'm understanding, BDC Pros, right?
Right. Yep.
That still operates today, right? You still run human capital today.
Absolutely. It's our number one resource.
Yeah, and so we are not talking about replacement here. We are talking about efficiency and enhancement, right?
That's right. That's right.
The same thing in the dealer space, right? We're not talking about replacing salespeople here.
No.
We are talking about giving them the efficiencies necessary to improve the touches that they have with their customers, because they're not trying to count and say, I only have 120 seconds to respond to this lead, or I'm going to be on the naughty list, but yet I'm sitting here with a customer that wants to buy a car and I just can't do it. I have to pick and choose, right? This was so eye-opening to me. And you know, recently on a podcast episode, I did talk about Carbot, admittedly. I don't know what I don't know, but you put it so well out there, and the reason why it makes so much sense specifically in the dealer space. And so I don't want to get away from the human element. You know, people will hear me say often that people over everything in this business. The very first GM that I ever worked with on the vendor side, it's a Chrysler store, and he tells me, he's like, John, this is a people business. It always will be. Without people, you have a big warehouse and a parking lot. And so talk about, if you would, because you said it's your number one channel. So talk about the people element a little bit.
Yeah. So this is a people business. We at our core are horse traders. That's where this came from. We are traders. Yeah. We have markets. We buy and sell products. It just happens to be a product that everybody needs. Yep. Everybody uses every day to sustain themselves, their vocation, their family, their education, their children. And that's the business we're in. If this wasn't a people business, people would go buy cars at Walmart. And the companies that have those touchless and humanless paths would be the market leaders. That is not what people want. It is not what consumers want. For many people, this is the largest purchase they've ever made, especially for younger folks in the under 30, under 40 crowd who haven't yet bought their first home. They've now bought a couple of cars. They've been through this. Yeah. It is significant. It is a significant portion of our income. It is a significant portion of the things that we use and operate on a daily basis. I mean, how much time do most people spend in their car every day? 2 hours, 3 hours? You commute to work, and then you get home, taking kids to practice. We have the weekends. We're going to do these things. We're in our cars almost as much as we're in our beds. And if I suggested that you spent $20,000 on your mattress, you know, you'd look at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah.
But it's a similar piece. And hey, if mattress stores were as fun as a car dealership, maybe we would do that a little more often.
I don't see popcorn at the mattress store very often.
There's not. I don't want the crumbs in bed, you know. That's I'm with you. So people are the important part of what we do. But those human connections that take place, not just in the showroom, but even still via text message, even still via email. We know the term keyboard warriors, and there are still, especially in new car space, customers just want a price. It's a commodity. They can still be engaged on a human level. So the premise of AI, it's not to replace people. It's not going to replace people.
Yeah.
Is it going to occupy more of our entry-level menial work that can be automated? Yes, it will. Absolutely, yes, it will. And there's a difference between automation and AI. Those are different things. Automation is a set of business rules. That might be how you run your finance office or how you run your payables. Invoice comes in, it goes through this process, here's an approval part, and then it gets paid out. Those are business rules. Nobody needs to think in that process other than the person who's approving it. They're checking it. There's our human checkpoints. We put in those same human checkpoints with AI, and then we can allow it to learn from itself. We can give it quality checks, which hit those review points. Hey, here's a couple of places AI didn't do what we expected it to. Here are some recommendations for what we could do different. Should we make these changes? The workflow enhancement that can come through this helps our people stay more connected and not have to experience those failures. Because if I don't have a human picking up a phone and dialing it and failing 9 out of 10 times, and they only have to deal with the success, they only have the connection, they have that much more space, that much more mental capacity, that much more to give because they didn't empty their cup on all those failed dials. Same thing happens on inbound reception.
Man.
So,
right. You just brought it to life.
Yeah.
I mean, you literally just brought it to life.